Hi everyone, welcome to our small trip to Istanbul. We will walk through atmospheric neighborhoods, enjoy the views, try Turkish street food and simply catch the mood of this huge living city. So make yourselves comfortable, Istanbul is waiting. But wait, let's rewind a little bit. So, our plane landed closer to the evening, and our transfer was booked through Booking. We wanted to avoid the stress of finding a taxi or searching for public transport. At the airport, we were taken to the lower level, where was a bit of chaos, and we had to wait for some time. But the car eventually arrived, and just like that, we were already driving through Turkish streets, heading to our hotel. Finally, after a long ride, we have checked in our hotel. And yeah, this is the room. Yeah, I guess not the best view. After the transfer, we checked into our hotel in the TomTom Beyoğlu area. A lot of tourists choose Sultanahmet because it is closer to the most famous sites. And yes, that is convenient. We chose TomTom because it felt more atmospheric, more alive and more convenient to the real city. Here, Istanbul does not feel like an open-air museum. It feels like a city where people actually live. Old streets, small cafes, music shops, and at the same time it is still easy to get almost anywhere. After checking in, we went for our first walk in Istanbul. Just a few minutes from the hotel is Istiklal Street, one of the most famous streets in Istanbul. This is the street where you can see the red historic tram that almost every visitor recognizes. Shops, cafes, bars, sweets, street musicians, people moving in every direction. You can buy almost anything here, from cheap souvenirs to international brands. But the real charm starts when you turn into the side streets. That is where you find smaller places, quieter corners and a different kind of Istanbul atmosphere. From there we walked to Galata Tower, one of the symbols of the city. In the evening, with the lights on and the narrow streets around it, Galata looks especially cinematic. For our first dinner, we chose a restaurant with a view of the tower. Yes, the price was higher than average. But the atmosphere, the lights and the view of Galata made it feel worth it. And of course, Istanbul is famous for its cats. Some cats even tried to steal our food. After dinner, we continued walking slowly towards Galata Bridge. Yes, evening Istanbul is a mix of sounds, lights, smells and energy. It feels awesome, guys. But I still felt that the evening was not really finished and I was a little bit hungry, because I did not have time to eat properly before the flight, and to be honest, dinner felt a little too light for me. Also, we wanted to walk a bit more through the small streets of Istanbul to feel their charm at night without rushing anywhere. So we made a few turns, left the more obvious streets behind and somehow ended up on a small street full of different Turkish street food places. And that is where I chose to try kokoreç. Kokoreç is one of Turkish well-known street food dishes. Grilled meat, seasoned with spices like oregano and chili, and usually served inside bread as a rich, tasty sandwich. So yeah, that was our first day in Istanbul. And the first day in Istanbul is like the opening chapter of a book. You still don't understand much, but you are already drawn in until the very end. So we slowly walked back to our hotel, once again through Istiklal Street with its lights, crowds and famous red tram. The second day started with quick breakfast and then out into the city to explore it properly. We took the tram to Sultanahmet, the historical center of Istanbul and probably the most touristy part of the city, the postcard Istanbul. Big squares, mosques, tour groups, people with cameras and the feeling that every corner has already been photographed a million times. But before getting to the main square, we walked through Gulhane Park. That was a good way to begin the day. Especially after the noise of the streets, the park gives you serenity. We also tried to see the Gulhane Park cistern, an old underground structure hidden inside the park, but it was closed. So instead we looked around the small sculpture area nearby. A bit further in the park, we came across the Column of the Gods. It is easy to miss if you are just rushing through the park, but it is actually one of the oldest surviving Roman monuments in Istanbul. A single marble column, 18.5 meters tall, standing here since at least the 3rd or 4th century. Right next to the park stands Topkapi Palace, home to Ottoman sultans for nearly 400 years. Every major decision of one of the history's most powerful empires was made somewhere inside these walls. From there we moved towards Sultanahmet Square. And then you get the classic view. As I said before, this is postcard Istanbul. Hagia Sophia on one side, the Blue Mosque on the other. And a lot of tourists. We looked at Hagia Sophia from the outside. Even from there, it is impressive. After that, we went to the Blue Mosque. The entrance is free, and since it is still an active mosque, you just follow the rules and enter respectfully. After the Blue Mosque, we thought about visiting the Basilica Cistern, an ancient underground reservoir built in the 6th century, one of the largest surviving Byzantine structure beneath the city. You have probably seen the photos. But the queue was long and the price was high. Standing in line for an hour just for a photo is not really our style. We preferred to keep moving and let the day surprise us. Then we tried Turkish ice cream. I wanted to see the famous performance where the seller tricks you a little bit before giving you the cone. To be honest, the performance was not that great, but at least the ice cream was tasty.
It was actually nice.
From there, we reached Sirkeci station. Sirkeci was the historic arrival point of the Orient Express, the legendary train that once connected Paris to Istanbul. Travelers, diplomats, writers, they all came through here. We wanted to visit the railway museum inside, but it was under reconstruction. Yeah, you make the plan, but the city makes the final call. It keeps rewriting the plan, and at some point you stop fighting it. After Sirkeci, we found ourselves at the Turkish Bank Museum. We saw old safes, old machines, bank counters. The history of Turkish banking is told through objects. This is not something I would normally plan a trip around. But honestly, it ended more interesting than we expected. Then we went to the Spice Bazaar. Spices, Turkish delights, tea, dried fruits, sellers calling from every entrance.
bought some souvenirs and some tea.
After the Spice Bazaar, we were already pretty hungry. We didn't have any exact lunch plan at the moment, so we just started walking, looking around, checking the streets and the places nearby. At some point, we saw a Lebanese restaurant that looked nice, so we decided to stop there. I ordered a pita wrap with chicken, and honestly, it was a good choice. After lunch, we went back towards Istiklal Street, and right there, between the shops, cafes, and the noise of the street, stands St. Anthony of Padua Church. This is the largest Catholic church in Istanbul, built in a neo-Gothic style, a piece of medieval Europe dropped into an Ottoman city. We went inside for a few minutes. It was a strong contrast after everything we had just walked through. Next on our list was Galataport. It is a modern waterfront area. There different ships come and go. After Spice Bazaar and crowded Sultanahmet, it felt good to be near the Bosphorus, where was a fresh breeze from the water. It was a perfect break before continuing the day. From Galataport, we headed towards Galata Kitchen, our place for today's dinner. Or at least we thought we did. We stopped a little too early and ended up somewhere else entirely. It was a small restaurant with a kind of boho art hippie energy. Yes, not what we have planned, but it was beautiful in its own way. And this is exactly what makes travel feel alive. The unplanned version is often the better story. And the funny part is that our place was just literally a few steps ahead. After dinner, we walked slowly back towards the hotel. On a small street, just where our hotel is located, we noticed a quiet little place with tables outside and a kind of atmosphere that says, sit down, relax, you have earned it. So we did. We took a table outside, ordered refreshing drinks, and enjoyed a tasty Eastern mix. It was good end of our evening. After that, hotel. Another day was already waiting. I hope you enjoyed this first part of our Istanbul trip. If you did, hit the like button and leave a comment. And if you are not subscribed yet, but want to see what happened next, please subscribe and come back for part 2, because we were not done with Istanbul yet. See you in part 2. Bye!